There are different methods to find the zeros of a quadratic function. We already discussed one of them, that was this one, factoring. Now we are going to move on in this new video, and we are going to study how can we solve this question, or where is the function crossing the x-axis, through the method of completing the square. So this video is called completing the square. In this video, we are going to study how we are going to solve a quadratic equation using the method of completing the square. This is our quadratic equation representing the type of phenomena that we are trying to solve here, alright? And here I have an example of an equation that I want to solve, alright? So this is the equation that we are going to study today. In order to see an example of the procedure we have to complete to solve an expression like this using completing the square. Step number one, I'm going to rewrite the first two elements of this expression. Now I'm going to add a term that is going to complete the square and is going to turn these two elements that I have here plus the element that I am introducing into a perfect square. How I'm going to do that? I'm going to consider that the formula to find this element that is going to fit here is b, that, remember, this equation is this one here, and the element b is this -8, b divided 2. And then after we got this value, what we do is that we square this to a power of 2. So that's what we're gonna add here. Here I'm going to write plus, open parenthesis, and inside this parenthesis I'm going to write the half of this element that is equal to 4. And this element here is going to be squared. Now what happens? If I just do this, what is going to happen is that the value of the equation is going to change. And this is something that we cannot allow. So how are we going to prevent that to happen? We are going to subtract right now the same amount that we just drew here, that is 4 squared. So as we add, we subtract in order to keep the value of the function. Plus 12, we are not forgetting our element c from our equation 12, and this is equal to 0. Now that we have this expression, the thing that we have to do now is that we have to start simplifying. So how are we going to simplify this? First, I'm going to get the square root of this trinomial that I have here. So this square root factor in this expression, what I'm going to have is the square root of the first element, that is x. The square root of the fourth element, 4 squared, the square root of that stuff would be 4. And we are going to use the sign of the element b of our equation, that is -8. So as the sign is negative, I am writing a negative here, and all this is going to be squared to a power of 2. Now the thing that I'm gonna do is that I'm going to write this complement that I have here. So I have that this is going to equal to -16 plus 12, and this is equal to 0. Simplifying, simplifying this is going to equal to x minus 4 squared. I'm not going to add nothing with that now. And -16 plus 12 is going to equal to -4, and this is equal to 0. What I want to do now is that I want to clear the x. So to clear the x, the first step that I'm going to complete is taking this to the other side. So this would be x minus 4 squared is equal to 4. And now that I have this, I'm going to get the square root of these two sides in order to get rid of this exponent 2. So taking the square root in both sides, what I'm going to get is the absolute value of x minus 4 is equal to 2. Absolute value. This is absolute value. Now, knowing this, what I gotta do at this point is that I need to get rid of these signs of absolute value. Doing that is easy because I have to write x minus 4 is equal to positive and -2. And now that I have this, what I can do in an additional final step is clearing the x. So now I am writing again the original expression, x minus 4 is equal to positive or -2. I will have two solutions. In the first solution, I am using the positive version of the 2 that I have here, and the minus 4 passes to the other side, so plus 4, and this means that x1 is equal to 6. And in the second solution, what I'm gonna do is that I have this x negative version of the 2, negative 2 is equal to negative 2 plus 4. Then the x2 is equal to 2. So we arrived to two solutions that theoretically represent the points where the function is crossing the x-axis, or we can also interpret that as the values of x that are going to make the function take a value of 0. So just to make sure that we are fine, we are going to check this result in GeoGebra. So here we have the function that we were studying, and here we have the plot of the function. And here, if I click here, I will get that one of the points where the function is crossing the x is 2, and the other point is 6. So we can conclude that the solutions that we found are correct. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you find this content useful for you, don't forget to follow me. Remember, I really appreciate that. And get ready, because we need to talk about some other topics like the quadratic function and others. So stay tuned. See ya.